Tim, I had three takeaways from this letter. One, confirmation that what we are witnessing from the outside is, in fact, what is happening on the inside of these organizations. The stakes of this carelessness laid out very carefully. And then the idea that our democracy is relying on public servants to do the right thing.
And that's a very, that's a very slender thread. There's nothing surprising, I think, Alicia, that Trump is doing this. He's a 79-year-old man who's been on a revenge tour for 75 years. When he sued me, he said after he lost that litigation, the point of the suit wasn't necessarily to beat him. I just wanted to make his life miserable. And I think you're seeing this writ large across all the federal agencies attacking, the public servants he's attacking, and the U.S. attorney's offices that he's trying to defenestrate. Just inflicting the pain is the point. And I think it's really useful for you to say, how should we think about how these public servants are going to respond to this? Because we know who Trump is. We focus a lot of our thoughts on how can he do this? Well, he's craven. He's an outlaw. He's an authoritarian. That's all well established now. I think we have to really focus on the impacts of what he's doing, and then who are the actors who are going to stand up to ensure it doesn't continue? Where do they reside? In the federal government, in the legal system, among average citizens? Because it's clear the path Trump is on now. These aren't ifs. Might he do this? Might he do that? He is an authoritarian, and he's lawless, and he's trying to just rip out the foundations of law enforcement architecture around the country because he can. And so who's going to stand up and get in the way of that right now?
Tim makes a good point. I think that every time someone from this administration speaks out, after they are fired, summarily dismissed, if you will, treated poorly, they do have the option to stay silent. But speaking up sometimes, and sometimes we see people speaking up through letters like Mr. Benary. Sometimes we see folks going to court. But speaking up and using your voice is the only way to fight back. And I am heartened, I guess, that there's actually a very healthy list of people within this government, career officials, who have been willing to speak up and to push back. But what Tim is saying, Catherine, is the president, he doesn't care. He is not acting like a man that is constrained by public opinion, by the next election, by the ability to want to get his agenda done. He seems unbridled. And so the people on the inside, as well as the people on the outside, and what the corporations and the independent law firms do is really important. I mean, he's calling for Lisa Monaco, who was the deputy attorney general in the Biden administration, to be fired. She worked at Microsoft. He's sending a message to Microsoft. Let's read it. It's my opinion that Microsoft should immediately terminate the employment of Lisa Monaco. Thank you for your attention to this matter. President DJT. Help me understand.
It's important that Microsoft and other organizations who have the wherewithal do not fold, do not say, oh, I'm scared, so I'm sorry, you're fired. So he went after law firms, and unfortunately, some who shall remain nameless immediately folded, but others didn't. They filed lawsuits, and guess what? They won. So it's important to fight back. That's the only way to win, because if you fold, which is basically probably what the administration wants you to, then it makes it bad for everyone else. So you have to, particularly if you have the ability to fight back and say, no, I'm not firing Lisa Monaco. She's a very good worker, just because you said so. And withstand whatever heat the administration is going to throw at you.